Good morning, guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm trying to figure out how to start this video. If you were here with me yesterday, this is the other half of my nothing bundt cake that I'm going to finish and have some coffee with. But I think I'm going to title this video, let me try to get this open first, Decluttering Influencers. Decluttering social media influencers. I think that is an appropriate title. I'm on the struggle bus this morning. Hold on. There we go. So where this came from was I was just on YouTube and I saw somebody saying something about decluttering social media. And I want to take this back to the beginning so this kind of makes sense for you. I hate putting disclaimers out there, but this is by no means me telling someone how to live their life. I'm telling people the story of events that happened in my life and what I needed to do to change. So if you love like spending unlimited amount of money on whatever you want, I am not against that. That's not what this video is for. This video is more for the people who feel like they have maybe let social media influence them a little too much. And I feel, in a way, and I'm going to be honest, I feel everybody's influenced by social media. Even if a person says that they're not, I think that they're in denial. If you have a social media app on your phone, you are in some way, shape, or form influenced. It's just, I'm not a psychologist, but I'm sure if you went to one, they will tell you the same thing. So let's take it back to the beginning. So when Instagram first came out, remember, Instagram was just basically looking, you post a picture, they had these cool filters. I think maybe at the time they had like 5 or 10 filters. You posted a picture. If you go back to if you haven't deleted everything, and you go back to your very first Instagram picture, back when Instagram came out, and I don't even know what year it was just a really cool picture. It could have been of you, it could have been of a piece of this velvet cake, and you put a little filter on it, you got a couple likes, and you went on about your business. Eventually, Instagram and YouTube ended up evolving into something different. YouTube, some of our faves, I talked about yesterday, Jerusha Couture, Jackie Aina for makeup. If you really go back to their first videos where they were really, really timid and really shy, Jaclyn Hill, where the makeup was good, not as great as it evolved in, we were reeled in. We were hooked, right? So this is not to say that I don't think the world should evolve. We all should evolve. We all should grow. If you're stagnant, that's a problem. You should be growing, especially if social media has become a platform where you've been very successful. So I remember when I first got on social media, I used to be into fitness. And I used to follow all these fitness pages. I used to get my recipes from there. I used to do all their same workouts. Manco Fit, I don't know if you know who she is, but I wanted to be like Manco Fit, whether I said it or not. I'd be like, she eats this, she does this workout, she does this many miles a day, she lifts these weights. No matter how hard I tried, I don't have the frame of Manco Fit. I was never going to look like Manco Fit, even if I did the same exact workouts as she did. At the time, I had already had a baby. I had had a C-section. She had no children at the time. You know, she was much younger than me, probably by like 10 years, much younger than me. Our bodies were different. And that should have been a clue to me, you know, that we may not end up looking the same no matter how hard I worked, right? So that's just an example. Another thing is when I started getting into home decor, I started following all these home decor pages. So what that would make me do is I would watch their pages, and then I would end up in places like, because I couldn't afford I could afford Crate and Barrel, Pottery Barn, and things like that, but I couldn't afford everything from there. So sometimes you try to get the dupe. And as I started noticing, I wasn't creating my own individual space. I was trying to recreate someone else's space. Getting into luxury. Let's go back into luxury. When I was watching Jerusha would pick up a Speedy. It started with a Speedy or maybe an Alma bag. And Jerusha would say, this is the best bag in the world. You have to have this bag. And you believed it. And for her at the time, she probably believed it. But it started happening every single week with these exercises, with this home decor, with these handbags. For some people, it was shoes. For some people, makeup. This is the best makeup palette ever. It performs so well. And then you would have some people do some makeup tests and they'd be like, okay, the pigment's not there. And you would just believe them. You would believe them. You wouldn't even go try the makeup out for yourself. You'd be like, this person said the pigment's not there. I'm not purchasing it. That is influencing. That is influencing. And even as a grown adult, this wasn't just teenagers falling into this. These were adults falling into this too, which leads me to how I started decluttering. It started with the working out. After working out for so hard, knowing I was not going to look like Mango Fit, I started focusing on what I could do to train my body to make my body look the best it can in my skin, right? So I started with unfollowing a lot of the fitness pages. I kept the food things because I wanted to learn how to make healthier meals, which honestly, that did change my life and me knowing I needed to take in more proteins and stuff like that. But eventually, once I got in the habit of learning things and then reading ingredients, I didn't necessarily follow those pages anymore either, because those pages would, kind of lean towards upselling something else eventually too, which it became their brand. So I totally understand why it led to that. Leading into the makeup, probably about 40 to 60 makeup palettes later, I realized that I didn't need every palette that had a different shade of red. I didn't even wear, I'm in the military. I could only wear shadows and things like that on the weekends anyways. So I didn't need 40 and 50 makeup palettes. I didn't, but I had them. I was happy to have them. And what we tell ourselves is it's our collection. We've all said it. It's my makeup collection. I'm not a makeup artist, right? So I didn't need to have a makeup collection. Now I'm down to my core items. I have my favorite foundation. I have my favorite eyeliner, which still happens to be the blackest one from MAC. I have my mascara. I have something to do my brows. I have bronzer because I like Fenty's, the matchsticks, the bronzer. And I have a lip gloss because I don't even really wear lipstick anymore. I can't remember the last. And when I tell you how many lipsticks, after Ruby Woo, and then they had Riri Woo, I kind of just got out of lipsticks. But when I looked around, I had so many MAC lipsticks that it wasn't even funny. Guess where they are now? I mean, they would have been expired, but I didn't even use half of those lipsticks. And guess where they are now? The trash. Guess where those makeup palettes are? The trash, right? So Instagram evolving, right? The time of influencers. Now influencers were getting paid to endorse these certain brands, which is great for them, was absolutely great for these influencers, because now these brands didn't have to do all this crazy marketing. They could pay these influencers less than what they would pay for marketing. And the influencers already had our attention, so they could easily just pay this influencer this amount of money. That was their marketing, and there you go. So on my Instagram, I used to follow so many people, right? Thousands of people, all the makeup artists. I'm down to, I follow 236 people, and 236 people follow me. Because what I was doing on Instagram is clicking this magnifying glass, or where is it? Why is it not loading? And it would take me to this page. And I guess on TikTok, this is called the For You page. But it would take me to every single thing, because that's what it's designed to do. Mostly now it's Bible verses, but I have a few, dancing people and stuff in there. But it would take me to all these things that I clicked on, that I showed interest in. And at the time, when I was heavy into it, guess what that was? Handbags. Everybody that I clicked on there had a purse. Everyone that I clicked on there was showing a new perfume, showing a new handbag, just all these things that I didn't need. But they knew that I was interested in it, right? So that leads me to say that influencing is a thing, because even when I decluttered all that, last year I had already made the decision that I did not want to purchase any more handbags, right? But I love Trader Joe's, and I love Target, and I love Costco. So I didn't feel like I was having FOMO, and for those of you who don't know, fear of missing out. I got rid of all the luxury stuff. I got rid of all the makeup stuff, and I started following, I think, Costco for you, Costco deals, Costco this, Target for you, girls who love Target, Trader Joe's for you, girls who love Trader Joe's, right? And I found myself going right back down that cycle. I used to follow the Ross pages and all that stuff too. So what would happen is I would go on my For You page, or whatever it's called on here, Explore, and I would see somebody in a Target dressing room. And I would click on it, right? And once I clicked on the Target dressing room, I would say, oh my gosh, that outfit is so cute. Let me go see if my Target has it. We've all done this. We've all done this. Let me go see if my Target has this. Let me go see if my Costco has this. Let me go see if my Trader Joe's has this. And I would get dressed and I'd rush down there and I'd go through and I'd feel like I won the jackpot. Like I'd be like, oh my gosh, I got it. And I'd go in the dressing room, try it on. It'd be so cute. And I'd come home with it. And I was doing this last year. I already thought I was doing well because I'd gotten rid of the things that were more expensive, but I started going down the pathway of doing things that were less expensive. But that still adds up. And I had literally just decluttered my closet. So why am I looking for things in my Explore page to go fill it back up with when I have more than enough? So that led me, this was last year, that led me to unfollowing all those pages. I even had started a Trader Joe's page on Instagram because I wanted to know what the new thing was every single week. And I have since deactivated that page because I'm like, I don't need to go grocery shopping to see what extra things that I could buy. I need to go grocery shopping to get the things that I need. I don't need the extras. And I'm really hoping that this video is not coming off like I'm saying not to enjoy life, and I'm not saying that you deserve to treat yourself or anything like that. And yes, I know my Christmas tree's still up in the back. I just don't feel like taking it down, if you noticed. So it is still up in the back. I don't want to come off like that. And it may be coming off like that if you don't know me. If you know me, and if you know me, you should know that this is not my intent at all. My intent is that I feel like we just are in a world right now, in a weird place. 2025 started off so crazy. And I think that if you look around your home, and I'm not saying everybody, because not everyone is fortunate. I have more money than some people, and I have way less money than some people. And when I'm trying to say this to where it doesn't sound where I'm telling you what you have is enough. Because I don't know you personally, and you don't know me personally, but I'm telling you. So let me put it in this perspective. I'm telling you that I have everything that I need. I don't need anything more. I want to still enjoy life. I still want to take that trip. I still want to go fine dining. I still want to do things and treat myself once in a while. But I don't want to fill my life and my home with a lot of unnecessary items. And I'm going to say it, junk. I don't want all of that. I don't want a bunch of knickknacks in my home. And if you are a person that likes those type of things, that's great. That's great for you. I used to think that I used to have to fill every space and every wall in my house. And it was so weird that my husband asked me that. He's like, why do women think that if there's an empty space in the house that you have to fill it? And you don't. Like back in the day, I probably would have had a picture right here. This would have been bothering me right here because this was empty. And my mom's house like that. My mom has a picture on every single wall, and she's happy. And that's good for her. And she should be happy because that's her home. I don't want that in my home. I don't feel like you need to have something in every empty space of the home. Sometimes you just need to have room in your home. So I ended up unfollowing all of those pages, the Target pages, the Costco pages, the Trader Joe pages. And you know what I noticed? When I went into the stores, it made it easier for me to go get the items that I needed and not the items that I was told by someone else that you have to try this. Now, every now and then, like when I go grocery shopping, I will see something that wasn't on my list. And if it's within my budget, I'll say, okay, let me pick that up too. But I just noticing that decluttering social media has really, really changed my life. It has, and for the better. I feel so cleansed. Another thing I did, which, once again, I don't force my faith on anyone, but in the morning, they always say, don't pick up your phone first thing. I do pick up my phone after I thank God for waking me up. But when I pick up my phone, I go straight to my Bible app. I look at the verse for the day. There's this page that I follow on Instagram, and this is so smart of him, but by the time I wake up in the morning, by the time 6 o'clock hits, it's called Daily Prayers. He sends this daily prayer out to everyone, and before I check anything in my Instagram, I go straight to the daily prayers. So I start my day with God. I do not start my day with Instagram. I do not start it with YouTube. I do not start it with TikTok. I start my day intentional. And then it kind of puts me into perspective of where I want to go for my day. Lately, I have been able to not be on social media as much. And I love it. I actually love it. It feels so good because you want to know when I spent the most money on social media, which now looking back at it was crazy. 2020. What were we doing in 2020 and 2021? Absolutely nothing. But you know what I had access to? I had access to this phone. I had nothing but time because a lot of us were working from home. So I had access to scroll and want. So this was more of a video telling you guys how I decluttered social media influencers out of my life. It's by no means telling you that you need to do the same, but I know that there are a lot of people who struggle with that. I know there are a lot of people, I've spoken to friends, I've spoken to people who have stepped back and throttled back from purchasing. And I honestly think that, and this is something else I forgot to mention, you can even look at kids today. You can look at children today and say the same exact thing. I was in social media. I was in Sephora the other day and I saw these beautiful little girls and they were with their dad and they had these two baskets filled up with a bunch of things for Sephora. Honey, when I was their age, and I can't tell their dad how to spend their money, but when I was their age, I was wearing Wet n Wild and Maybelline. Okay? There was no going to the Macy's counter and getting an $18 or $20 lip gloss. That was not a thing back in my day. And I know that I'm old school, but these days, because of socials, these young girls and these guys or boys, they want Stanley cups. It has to have the Stanley symbol, or they're just not cool at school. It can't just be a cute little cup that you got from the dollar store. It has to say Stanley on it. Their lip gloss has to have like a name brand from Sephora, or it's just not cool. And if you have younger children, which I don't, I'm an empty nester, but I see this on social media. I see it when I go into the stores. I see little girls in Sephora super excited, and they'll probably end up losing that lip gloss. And I see it here on YouTube videos. Oh, I took my child shopping and the kid is going into Lululemon. Why are little girls shopping in Lululemon for like $100 leggings, which they're going to go to school and tear up? I doubt they're doing yoga. They could be, but I feel like I'm getting on a rant now. Once again, this is how I decluttered social media influencing out of my life. And if you are trying to do the same, let me know in the comments below. If you are not trying to do it and you're saying, you know what, they don't bother me one way or another. And if I want to buy it, I'm going to buy it. You can leave that in the comments below too, because it's your money, your life. This is my money, my life. I'm going to finish this cake, finish my coffee, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Oh, also, that's why I have my Christmas tree up, because it's my life. I'll take it down soon. I don't know when. I'm not even giving you a date because I don't know when it's coming down. But the rest of the decor is down. See you next video. Bye.